This is Peter Stone with a reminder, a New Year's resolution reminder. Peter, why would you talk about a New Year's resolution reminder in the middle of April? Well, I created a program for you all. And my name is Peter Stone, and I'm the founder of Peter Stone Jewelry a few decades back. And life for all of us has its ups and downs. We have our challenges, and we set out goals, and really, a lot of them don't get completed. They don't get finished, especially. My research says when people make New Year's resolutions and goals, and they have their dreams and their desires, that list, quite frankly, in a lot of cases, are some of your goals and dreams and desires and changes from the previous year that didn't happen. Well, that's reality. But is the list exactly the same? So the bottom line here is more than 50% of the people, the world's population, puts out a New Year's resolution. This is what I'm going to change. This is what I'm going to do. And it fizzles after 3 weeks. You know, the first couple of days you're full on, and then the week goes by and you keep moving, and then life starts to kind of get in the way, and those goals got a little bit cloudy. And by the third week, going into the fourth week, those goals seem to fizzle away for most people, not all, most. So I created a program called Stepping Up and Stepping Out, making 2021 your best year yet. And how do we do this program? It's about every 14 days. And what I did back in 2017, this was a TV program and a podcast. And I thought one night, looking at the beautiful moon over the Atlantic Ocean in my little town of Manchester by the Sea, I said, wow, it's like intense, the moon, it's bright, and it puts a light on my life. It's a special energy. Everybody posts about a full moon online, right? You see hundreds of images, beautiful images, and you go outside, and if you got a clear night, it's a beautiful moon. And everybody's posting, and they love it, and they're energized by it. Clearly, it's a huge subject. So I said, well, why set goals once a year? Why not revisit those goals every new moon, every 28 days? Why not use the moon as a switch? It's a gift. I mean, you don't have to turn on your phone. You don't have to remind yourself to have a reminder. You don't have to do a lot of things because nature did it for you. How about that? Connecting with nature and using nature as a tool, a powerful tool to keep you on track. I suppose if we go back in history and Native American times and on and on and on, way before any kind of phones or anything was a reminder, well, the sun, the moon, the stars, the tides, all were our tools. So where does that put us? Today is a new moon. And I decided, okay, full moon, new moon, full moon, new moon. Every 14 days, I'm going to do a stepping up and stepping out, making 2021 your best year yet. You go back, grab your goals, find your New Year's resolutions. If they're not right here, in your book, then you're not checking in on them every day. Do you need to check every day? Well, it would be very good. Not necessary. How about every week or every 2 weeks to make sure you're on track? So this program you can see the schedule on our Facebook pages. You'll see it. It coincides with the new moon, the full moon. The new moon, the full moon. You can't really see anything on the new moon, but the energy is that of planning and laying out, cleaning up the things that you didn't get done in the last cycle. I mean, there is a science to this, but we'll leave that alone. However, I'm just going to touch on the importance of the new moon. It's growth. It's a growing time. The moon is filling with light, filling with energy. And then 14 days later, bam, it's really bright and powerful. And that's a reminder of what to build up into and use the full moon to manifest and go into and live into and act on your goals, whatever they are. Attract them and work on them and follow through with them. So I set up a schedule of subjects that I have used in my life, whether it's attitude, gratitude, health, time management, fitness, diet, things that made a difference to me, having more energy, more vibrancy, more focus, and getting things done in my life, like management of weight. Took me like 19 years to get that under control. I just had to make a decision, but I needed something to spark that. I had to change something, didn't I? And finally I did. But what set that off? Clarity, commitment, desire for more, seeing myself in a different light, just choosing and acting. So action is the key. Now I'm going to start on our on the PowerPoint here and just go down the line. And today the subject is probably one of the most important subjects I know in life, and that is gratitude, because connected with attitude. When you have a high level of gratitude, you're really tuned in on a lot of small things and big things. And what that means is finding the magic in the day and being appreciative from every little thing to every large thing. And sometimes we go through the whole day and, well, some of us just might complain the whole day through. Some of us don't. Some of us appreciate everything in the day. But I found the best way for me to engage and to to relieve anxiety and stress is to focus on what I have, not what I don't have, and all the beautiful, miraculous things around me. So I'll get onto this program here, and let me switch my screens. We're using a new software here, so I'm getting used to that. Another learning curve, part of my New Year's resolutions, if you will. So I'm going to share the screen here and get this up and running for you. We'll get it into a full slideshow. Starting from the beginning, it is stepping up. I want to welcome you to stepping up, stepping out, making 2021 your best year yet. So gratitude. Just take some time and identify. Choose what it is that you can be. You say there's nothing in my life, Peter, I can be grateful about. Yes, you'll find there is. There really is. Stop and just, first of all, be conscious of your space and just take a moment. Take some time. Grab a pen, a piece of paper, and make a list. And sometimes it's like you're in a state that you're not feeling grateful. And that's the whole purpose of this exercise, is to, like, I know I had to force myself to feel good many times when I was doing otherwise. And that's what this exercise is. It can be a very powerful breakthrough exercise when done right. So just, don't just shut the screen off, just force yourself. If you just say, oh yeah, and get an attitude, well, you'll stay and you'll accelerate that attitude. So you've got to do to feel better, to have a much more comfortable and a life full of gratitude. I can't say it any other way. So it can be people in your life, past or present, you can be appreciative of, places you've been and experiences you've had or you will have, looking into the future, the things you've done or the things you have or the things you will have. The size and magnitude of these things is not really the concern. Sometimes it's the little things like the birds singing outside and the wind just blowing on the palm fronds in the tree, the rustling of the leaves. We find the beauty and be grateful for that fresh air that's blowing through. Just a couple of things. Just that you're alive. How about that? It's pretty simple. So notice the small things. Just pause for a moment, as I was mentioning, and reflect, just like a almost meditative moment, just a deep breath, and take a couple and stop and catch the moment. We know a lot of us have been stopped for many months now and maybe getting a little antsy, but we still have to find what we appreciate around us. There's always something to be grateful for. Choose one or two things, anything, one or two things that come to your mind first. And those are probably the closest things to you. So grab something, hold on to it. Matter of fact, when you think about it, right, and you say, well, I don't have anything else to be grateful. Well, think about what could be worse, your situation. And then you measure what is worse, like somebody else's situation, and where you are, that's immediate. Lucky me. I'm glad I'm not in those shoes, right? It is as simple as that. But you've got to pause and catch the moment. For some of us, it's pretty tough. So I would do this in the morning and even do it in the evening as a reflection. But when you do it in the morning, take just 5 minutes, quiet time, any place, someplace, and take that time and count your blessings, if you will. Ask, what are the good things in your life? And you'll immediately start to feel better. And that puts in more sunshine into your day, even if it's a cloudy day. So you've got to communicate your gratitude. This is probably one of the toughest ones, but when we encounter people, and I've read a lot of books on this because I had a very, very uncomfortable life, very challenging anxiety. All my thoughts were driving me. I wasn't managing my mind many years ago, and I didn't like it. So I did everything I could to get to this place today where I have control over how I think, what I do, what I choose to do, and what I choose to focus on. And the focus right now is our gratitude. So find and understand the deep in the depths of every person on this planet, whether you agree or not, is good. Okay, there is some good there. And something I found, I'm walking down the street and somebody is not really smiling or whatever, but that person had a rough day or they're having a hard time or I should be grateful immediately that I'm not like looking or feeling like that. Okay. And then I have to say, they're acknowledging, really acknowledging that in the depths of everyone, there's goodness and greatness, but they maybe didn't have that situation. So when you can find that goodness and that makes you feel good, that you've got it, that you're there or you're getting there, then be the mirror of that and crack a smile. Work, and you may never get a smile back at the moment, but put out some positive energy, feel higher, a higher vibration, and generate gratitude like a bubble of gratitude around you, and that will spill off onto others all day long, to everyone. You want to mirror your inner energy. And if it's not good, if you're not feeling it, do some of the things here. Come to this program every 2 weeks and pick up on some tools. These are really powerful tools. Gratitude is the number one. So we all deserve a little kindness and gentleness. We know this. And in these trying times, it's the toughest. And somehow this is going to break. And a lot of people know of Gandhi, nonviolence, right? And so things don't need to be violent for change. The mind, the energy for us to vibrate at a higher level, positivity in a state of gratitude throughout the day and into the evening. A person who feels appreciated will always do more than what is expected. So that person that you encountered or passed by, or maybe in your office, or someone you work with, right? They feel underappreciated. And even if you don't work with them directly, it's okay to say good things, right? And lift people up and get them up and lift up their worth and their value and their feelings and give them a charge and let them start to find gratitude for who they are and what they do. This thing, it's not just about us. This is like the Celtic knotwork in Peter Stone jewelry. All life is intertwined. It's so important. And I can tell you, when I made this line of jewelry 25 years ago, I knew it would go on, but actually it's growing and growing. And when I studied the history of it and the meaning of all of the knotwork in life, we're all intertwined and we all affect one another. We all need one another. And here we are helping one another, right? So show your gratitude, and showing gratitude increases happiness and reduces stress and anxiety. I mean, what better medicine? It's just like the moon. I mean, all of these things are natural, and the more drugs somebody takes, the farther down you go, and the farther up you have to go to find the gratitude again. How do I know? I've been there. Drinking, drugs, a lot. 12 years I partied. I was a kid. I was a teenager. In my 20s up to my 30s. And I just partied hard because, well, I had a lot of money and it was accessible. It felt good till it didn't feel good. And the longer I did it, the deeper I went and the tougher it was to get out. So the point is, take action. If you're here, start on this thing now. Don't wait. Don't put it off. Make a gratitude list. Take a few minutes each morning and each evening. Keep a stack of 3 to 5 cards on your nightstand. Why? You can fold it up, put it in your pocket, put it in your purse, put it wherever you want to put it on the wall. If you saw, I was looking at some old photographs in a townhouse that I lived in here in Thailand a few years back, actually close to 20, back when I went to a Tony Robbins event. in '99. After I came back, I was rather inspired, and I've learned from a lot of masters. And whatever you're hearing here is a sum of their teachings and my lessons. So I'm bringing you my perspective of it all. And I still have some behind me, cards, 3x5 and 5x8, and I had a background, and I put tape on the back, and I made like art out of these like motivation or uplifting quotes and positivity that kept everywhere I looked. It was there, and I still have some of these tools on my walls here in my home, and because I don't want to ever let go of that stuff. And those were the great learning memories. And those were the times I went through. That's my diary, that I have my history in those cards and those notes. And I made them in color, and I made them bright. I made them, I mean, real art, really. And I would sit and I would fill in a card. When I wrote, I felt the words of gratitude, and I felt the words on my list. And so just a few minutes. I don't have time, really, really. Like this morning, I woke up and I have this to do. I'm here in Thailand. It's morning. It's almost 12 hours difference, 12 hours difference from Chicago. And I woke up and I'm like, well, I better move, right? No. I laid in bed, opened my window, let the fresh air pour in over me, and did some deep breathing. Centered myself. I didn't do any thinking. I just did deep breathing. But I could be thinking of what I was grateful of. But my office is next room over. So I open my window, and there's a water fountain and a lot of flowers. The flowers are all out, and it's green and it's tropical. And I love to sit in that room and just 5 to 25 minutes of that water flowing in the water fountain just centers me. And you can do it with any sound. I mean, you really could turn a phone on and find that same sound. But the thing is, you want to find that center in the morning and in the evening before you go to bed. Be grateful for the day to come. And then at the end of the day that was, and thank yourself for the good things you did, and review the things that need some work. Don't beat yourself up. Just say, this is what I have to do tomorrow. Because if you did it all in a day, there'd be nothing left, right? So write down 5 to 10 things you're grateful for before you go to bed. And when you wake up, little things are easier to find. Doesn't have to be like, I got the brand new car, but that's a good thing. If you got the brand new car, that was your goal. That's great. That's a wonderful thing to put down, but doesn't have to be that, is my point. It can be a smile that you helped someone bring to the moment. So get into the habit of being grateful. And this is a lesson on presence, on being in the now moment. It's like when you heighten your senses, you're much more present as to what's around. Like, it's so quiet in Bangkok. I'm not in Bangkok. I'm in Samut Prakan, near the airport, and there's hardly any flights. And we came home from dinner last night, a Suki restaurant, and we came home. And I've just been noticing more. I noticed the silence because my senses are elevated. So I come home. The only thing I could hear was 4 houses way away was an air conditioning running, an air conditioner. And I told Pam, she goes, well, that's an air conditioner. Because she's not quite as tuned in as I am. I mean, I'm really like the silence. Because there's sometimes a plane or a little traffic or a motorcycle someplace. And it wasn't windy, no breeze, no nothing. And it was so still and peaceful. And in those moments, actually, there's a couple of night birds here. They might sing, and if there's a breeze at night, you feel the breeze and be grateful that. That's how small it is. So grab on to little things and start there, and go to the big things, because the big things will start to happen, which gets back to your New Year's resolutions. So take time, pause, feel a moment, really, really important, and find the magic in every day. Life's miracles really tend to go unnoticed, like ho hum. Well, I had such a bad day and everything's no, no. Look around. Trees growing out of nothing. Food growing out of nothing. I mean, it's just, I'm always amazed at life. Life's perfect balance. It's amazing. So when there's cycles and changes in life, it's really perfect. We don't like it, but that's the way of the world, isn't it? Ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. And we need to pay attention and wonder why. What can we do better? How can we improve it? On to be grateful for yourself. Be grateful for the things you've done. That's like the review in the evening, the review in the morning of some of the things you've done. What are some of the things you're grateful for that you do, where you have improved since the new year? What have you changed that you were going to change? And if you haven't changed that, here we are. You could be grateful that there's a program to remind you every couple of weeks. So do give yourself the credit deserved each day for the little things and the big things. Don't forget, not just a little thing. And those little things stack up. Yes, it's a win. Yes, it's a win. Yes, it's a win. And when you start identifying the wins, then you will have more of them because they start to feel better. And you wonder, well, what happened to those 10 pounds? Boom, gone, a little bit at a time. So when you go through your day, it's not all about the things, it's about the person you become from the changes that you make and how you get out in the world and show up for yourself and for other people to help the world to become a better place through your actions throughout the day that you get to be grateful for. The external achievements are important, but it's what you do with them, how you use them, how you show up, and how you show up for you and everyone else. And I'm not saying do what others want you to do. No, I'm saying show up for who you are, the star you are. We have Peter Stone. I met an artist son who's a gold trader from Munich, Germany. And his mother wrote a book on mandalas. She lives in Bavaria, where the Romans and the Celts met and peacefully shared and talked about energetic things. And she lived out in the plains south of Munich. So we went and visited her. My wife, my daughter, we went to a trade show. We were living in England at the time. We hopped in the car, went to the trade show, visited her son, and she wrote a book on mandalas. And 150,000 of them went into the German school system where children drew mandalas and they used right brain, left brain, and they expanded their creativity and their focus and their centeredness and their calmness and a lot of things from that book. And I was so grateful I met her. So I'm going to a commodity trading seminar and I meet these spiritual people. She's a speaker and she also does motivational and inspirational speaking and writing and a lot of things. So she had this mandala collection with these meanings. And she has one that's symbols of femininity, finding the youth, the middle age, and the full age of how a woman shows up. Okay. And finding the gratefulness in each section of the age. So I go back to one piece I love she created was called Be a Star. Be the star you are. Deep inside, each one of us is unique. That's my point of telling you about the character. Live into who you are. And some of us won't and don't, because it all starts with gratitude. Find the gratitude, go up the ladder to be the star that you are. That just means living into your fullest passions and desires. That's all. So, miracles. They're all around us. Look, the sunset, the moonrise, the stars in the night. Listen to the breeze. I pointed out these. Watch the flowers, the fauna around you. The animals, the insects. The more you appreciate them, the more they will show up. Simple formula, keep the vibe high. Take time, make time. Listen to the magic of your heartbeat and the rhythm of your breath in the morning. When you do the breathing exercises at lunchtime. Do them whenever you want. There's no rules other than looking for a place that has fresh air. Try to get it ionized. Like after a thunderstorm. Oh, you charge yourself, or near the sea where it's full of ions from the sea. But breathe. Just the act of breathing is relaxing. And that's why people, I'm going to go have a cigarette. Oh, I feel so much better, because they take a deep breath. It's the breath, not the cigarette. So, miracles. Find them, acknowledge them, be grateful for them. Small, medium, large, they're there all around us. And abundance. We're living in the most abundant of times in history. Think about it. Mobility anywhere in the world you want to be in a day. Convenience. Uber, Amazon, Netflix, anywhere. Just clicking on this to come online, right? Whatever you want. It's here. And can we be grateful about that? Can we use these tools to be a positive messenger to ourselves and to those around us eventually, right? Smartphones, internet, learn anything, anytime, any place. I mean, I could be doing this with the phone over at in the park here, right? So choose democracy, education, career, consumer options. What do you want? They're all there. Freedom. Homemade, store-bought, organic, or GMO. You have choices that you never had before. But eat right. Power up. Clear your head so you can be relaxed enough to grab on to the moment. You've got to get the mind in order through gratitude. Is a wonderful place to start. And I know these are trying times. Give it a shot. Start now, because there can be too many choices, right? And how we handle it, it's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. Pick something. Because I'm one of those people, I'm way too creative, and it's actually a drawback for me. So I have to stop and I have to choose something. It's pretty tough sometimes, right? To make choices. So, yes, we go back, and I'll leave you with abundance. All around us, something to be grateful for. Take a moment. Take a breath. Find your moment. Grab a pen and start writing. This is Peter Stone. Stepping up, stepping out, making 2021 your best year yet. one grateful moment at a time. Thanks. I'll see you on the full moon.